Okay, I gotta talk about Multiverse of Madness. Okay, there's a bunch of reasons why I'm making this video. I'm obviously gonna make a video, tearing apart this movie. I'm not gonna be doing that in this video because I have a list of notes of things I want to talk about that aren't actually related to tearing apart the movie. Because again, that's a 2-3 hour video all on its own. There are just other aspects I want to talk about. So I apologize. I'm going to be all over the place on this. The main reason I want to make this video is because there has the only people who are really doing early reviews of this movie are the people who got to see an advanced screening. So obviously, because they got an advanced screening, they're gonna be, nice to this movie. They're gonna overlook the flaws. So I figured somebody has to make a video, being a counterpoint to all the dick sucking that's going on over this movie. Because I swear to God, go watch some of these early movie reviewers review on this movie, because even in their reviews, they are admitting that this movie is full of stupid. It's full of stupid, but just don't worry about it. Literally ignore and gloss over the stupid that is so blatant and obvious. Even the fanboys can't even deny it. They can't deny it. That's how much stupid and ridiculousness is in this movie that even the casual fan, even the MCU fanboys can't pretend that it doesn't exist. But because I'm here for you and I do this for you, somebody's got to point out all the absolute ridiculous stupid in this movie or about this movie, because think of me as the Thanos counterbalance to all the dick sucking for this movie. I'm the one gonna actually give you an honest, realistic. I'm not gonna candy coat it. This movie, okay, I don't even classify it as a popcorn movie. Okay, this movie is like it's cotton candy. It's cotton candy. It's empty. It's nothing. It's like fireworks. Okay, like this movie. Going to see Multiverse of Madness, okay, is the equivalent of saying you want to go see a fireworks display, where it's just your only reason you're going to a fireworks display is to just see the colored lights, the explosions, the spectacle, and hopefully a half decent soundtrack. That's why you go to see a fireworks display. That's the only reason to go see Multiverse of Madness. The only reason you're going to go see Multiverse of Madness is to see the spectacle, to see the special effects, because it ain't got a story, it ain't got a plot, none of it makes sense. They're making stuff up as they go along. Like, I'll try not to be spoiler heavy because obviously I don't think many of you have seen it, but like in this movie, right? Okay, apparently, dream walking exists, and dream walking is now a thing. It's now a thing, and that's how you're able to go into other multiverses. Dreams are your link to the other to the same person that you are in another multiverse, and you are now able to traverse multiverses through the link of the dreams. Because how else are they gonna have it, right? There's the scene. You've probably saw in the trailers, right, where Wong and Doctor Strange are fighting that giant one-eyed octopus, right? Wong and Doctor Strange are having a problem dealing with a giant kaiju. Okay, they're literally both of them. Two Sorcerer Supremes are struggling to deal with a kaiju. Doesn't have magic powers. It's not a demon. It's just a giant kaiju octopus. Okay? Both of them are struggling to deal with it. This is the same Doctor Strange, okay, who was able to go toe-to-toe with Thanos wielding an infinity gauntlet with what, 3 or 4 stones? Okay, 3 or 4 infinity stones. But this same Doctor Strange is having a hard time dealing with a giant octopus. Like this is ridiculous. Or there's a scene, right, where Wanda goes to Wong. Well, why didn't you just use your magic to get us to the thing? And Wong goes, well, even magic has its limits. Really? Really? Magic has its limits? Apparently you guys have. Apparently Wong hasn't seen hasn't seen No Way Home, because there are no limits. Anything can happen. Like the idea of magic being a bullshit Deus Ex Machina to explain everything, it is so self-evident in this movie. Okay, the MCU, they're not even pretending anymore. Okay, there's not even the facade that it's just a spectacle. And the best part is, right, even the reviewers and the fans of the movie, you're not even pretending that that's what you want. All you want is, give me the spectacle. Don't worry about story. Don't worry about stupid. Don't worry about plot holes. You don't care. You don't care. And it's like, why are you even watching a review? Like, why would you even watch a review to Multiverse of Madness? You know you're going to watch it anyway. And it's not like the reviewers are going to be honest about it, because, again, you watch the reviews, and even the reviewers have to talk even a little bit. These are people, okay, who are being paid and told not to actually say anything negative about this movie. And even they can't ignore all the absolute stupid in this movie. Like if you're going to go see this movie, okay, leave your brain at home. Leave your brain at home, because don't watch this movie and have any type of conscious thought, okay? Because if you have any level of conscious thought, you're going to realize so much of this stuff doesn't make sense. What the hell is going on? It's literally just, and just absorb, just look at the movie, just have your mind go blank, and just look at the screen and go, wow, ooh, pretty colors. Oh, pretty colors. Ooh, pretty. That's all you want. That's all you want, and that's what this movie delivers in spades. Okay? Because here's the thing. I went into this. I'm going to be all over the place. I apologize. I just got a whole bunch of stuff I want to cover. I'm probably going to end up repeating myself. So again, I apologize ahead of time. I went into this movie with like a weird set of expectations, because on one hand, right, I had the expectation that this movie, because of what I saw with the trailer, and because with what I saw in No Way Home, I was thinking that this movie was going to be, cameo heavy. It was going to be reference heavy. It was going to be Easter egg heavy. And like this movie was going to launch like 1,000 videos of, the 150 Easter eggs you missed in Multiverse of Madness, or the 300 Easter eggs you missed in Multiverse of Madness. But it didn't. It wasn't as, cameo heavy like I was expecting. Everybody was talking about how there was probably going to be like again, I don't want to give too many spoilers just in case. But it wasn't as cameo heavy as the rumors led me to believe. So that was fine. I'm not saying it was good or bad, but it didn't, luckily that expectation didn't happen. But at the same time, I also had this other expectation that it was going to be a nothing movie. How is it going to work? How is the plot going to work? What are they going to do? And guess what? They didn't have one. They had a premise, and they went, what can we do with it? And they went, whatever the hell we want. Okay? I'm going, how are they going to, what's the actual story? They have a premise, which is like, they have a premise, and Wanda has a motivation, and that's it. Everything else is just, we're just going to play it by ear and see where it goes. Because I was an hour, it's a 2-hour movie, right? I was an hour into it, and it was like 3 things happened. Everything else was just filler and try and pad this movie into I don't get, Like, there's this one scene, okay, where they are in another multiverse, okay, and they go and they just happen to walk in front of a store, okay, that lets you relive visually your memories, okay. It creates a 3D hologram of your fondest memories, okay, and it's got these little pads on the sidewalk outside, so that you can do it for free. Because Doctor Strange is just simply walking in front of this store or this business that lets you relive the visuals of your memory, and he just happens to just stand right on top of one of the platforms, and all of a sudden it starts doing it for free, and it just happens to pick the specific memory that was necessary for the plot element to happen. And then American Chavez, she goes on hers, and it just automatically shows. Like, it's such lazy bullshit hack writing, and it's like what? Why would the business have it do it for free? Because they could have just stood there for what, an hour? Nobody's billing them. And it's like, how do we get, instead of having American Chavez actually have it, just have the, it's just, anyway, one of the reasons I want to make this video is I want to counterpoint all the dick sucking that's obviously happening to the reviews, because unlike them, I don't actually have to worry about, going back to see the movie. So I'm actually going to give an unbiased, I'm actually going to point out the issues of the problems that none of the other reviewers are going to, talk about, because I'm here for you. I do this for you. Like, this movie is, like I said, it's cotton candy. It's fireworks. It's like a magician. It's like watching a magician, right? Where the magician will, do either like the flash powder or a little flame or a little colored smoke cloud, and the idea is to distract the audience to pay attention to the to the flash of light or to the fire or to the cloud of colored smoke, because while the audience's attention is diverted to the spectacle, over here the magician is either palming the card or doing whatever the trick is. The idea is have the audience pay attention to the spectacle and not pay attention to what the magician's doing. That's what this movie is. This movie is all about you as an audience. Pay attention to the spectacle. Pay attention to the special effects. Pay attention to how cool everything is. So that way you don't pay attention to how absolutely stupid everything that happens in this movie is. It's just forced. It's like I said, the best review I can give the best review about this movie is watching Multiverse of Madness is the equivalent of saying you want to go see a fireworks display for 2 hours. That's all this is. And just shut your brain off and just go, ooh, ah, ooh, because that's all this movie has to offer, and that's all you as an audience want anyway. So it's a win-win situation. Oh yeah, I was thinking about how this movie, taking the Multiverse of Madness movie seriously would be the equivalent of taking the Sharknado movie seriously. Okay, that's how full of stupid and ridiculous that Multiverse of Madness is. Because the equivalent would be take the Sharknado movie, okay? Have it be produced by Disney. Have the MCU production logo in the front. Okay, give it a $200 million budget, and have the Sharks fight the Avengers. And you guys would go, oh, this is a great movie. And you would literally try to defend all the stupid, again, literally take the Sharknado movie, and instead of the cast of characters, that were the main characters in the movie. Just replace them with the Avengers and have the Avengers just do whatever the characters did in the movie, and you would go, ooh, and you would literally try to defend and try and justify the stupid. It's like I would literally have to make again, if the MCU did a superhero version of Sharknado, okay, I would have to make a video explaining the stupid in that movie, because you as a fan base and you as a general audience would just pretend it doesn't matter. You would just gloss over it and go, just look at the pretty pictures. Like, everybody's saying, oh, you gotta go see it on the big screen so you can fully appreciate the visual effects of the movie. Hey, morons, when you do that, you are literally saying the only thing worth watching, the only thing that this movie has to offer is the visual effects. That's all it has to offer. When you say it has to be seen on the, I hate to break it to you, but I can watch a movie, okay, no matter how spectacle it is, whether it's the Avengers movie or whether it's Batman, I can watch it on a screen that's on my phone, okay? And guess what? The story and plot and characters don't change on how small or how big the screen is. The only thing that changes and the only thing it affects is the visual spectacle. So when you say you have to go watch it on a big screen to be able to enjoy the movie, the only thing the movie has to offer is the visual effects. What else? Oh yeah, and then I also was thinking about, okay, like I don't actually rate movies. But if I were to rate if I would have rated No Way Home after watching it, I would have given it a 2 out of 10, okay? Because I thought it was ridiculous. But Multiverse of Madness is so ridiculous and so stupid that I went back and I'm going, you know what? Apparently No Way Home isn't as bad as I thought it was. Multiverse of Madness is so stupid, is so ridiculous, it actually made No Way Home. I would now give No Way Home a 3 out of 10. That's how bad Multiverse of Madness is. The mixed expectations. There's no story. Oh, the horror element. I love how people are trying to talk about the horror element in this movie because there's nothing else. There's so little. Like you were so dumpster diving for something to actually try to inject a horror element in this movie. Maybe if you're 7, like the only people that would actually consider this horror, okay, or scary, is if you're 7. If your age, okay, has double digits and you think that this is the equivalent of horror, you are pussy-ass little wimps. You candy-ass little wimps. Like, you do not know what horror is, okay? Morbius had more horror elements than this movie, and I didn't see any of you moviegoers going, all the horror elements in Morbius. What about all the horror elements in Morbius? You didn't apparently notice that they were horror elements, but because it's in a Disney film, suddenly a little bit is suddenly horror. Like you're so weak in this. Like this movie is literally MCU, okay, meets Army of Darkness. Okay, that's what this movie is. Okay, and my suggestion: go watch Army of Darkness because at least it's funnier. It has a story. It has a plot. It makes sense. It has cohesion. It has continuity. It has everything. It has everything the Multiverse of Madness doesn't have. Unfortunately, Army of Darkness doesn't have the big special effects budget, but they make up for it in quality and story and writing and characters and plot. Whereas Multiverse of Madness has none of that and just went, hey, look, $200 million budget or whatever the budget is. We spent, 20% of it on, the actors. We spent 70% of it on special effects, and then the remaining 10% was on writers because whatever. It's literally just a visual spectacle. Oh, and the thing about the horror elements, like there's this one scene with the Illuminati. Oh my God, the Illuminati. I was wondering, how the hell are they going to do the Illuminati? They kind of did the Illuminati, and the explanation for the Illuminati. Anyway, in regards to the horror element, there is a scene in how Wanda takes out Mr. Fantastic and I forget who else. Black Bolt, okay? And everybody's going, ooh, that was shocking. Ooh, that was horror. And I'm going, what are you talking about? The exact same thing what Wanda did was doing to Mr. Fantastic and Black Bolt, Thanos did to Mantis and Drax in, what was it, Infinity War Endgame. I don't see any of you going, ooh, there was a horror element. Why is it a horror element, okay, in using, like, reality to kind of, like, weirdly kill the superheroes? Why is it a horror element in Multiverse of Madness, but when, I can't remember if it was Infinity War Endgame, when that movie, okay, did the exact same thing, it wasn't a horror element? Do you see what I mean about how you guys are dumpster diving, trying to even pretend that there's horror elements? Because when another MCU movie does the exact same thing, it's not horror. But when this movie, like, why was it horror? Because the music, because it had the right type of music to cue you in that this is scary. You're so gullible. You're so easily manipulated. That's how ridiculous the general audience and fan base is. Oh, and the thing with Black Bolt, right? The other thing is that because Black Bolt's power is his voice is very powerful and has sonic waves and it can be very destructive. He doesn't talk, so he was supposed to stop. Black Bolt was going to try and stop Wanda by just, saying a word, and that was going to destroy her, even though Wanda could probably, teleport because she has magic. But she has whatever magic she needs to for the scene, because if she actually uses her manipulation magic all the time, she would have won within the first half hour of the movie. But you can't do that, right? So what she does is she manipulates Black Bolt's mouth so that his mouth is gone, right? And it's like, ooh, that was a horror element. I'm going, what? You mean the same thing that was done in the first Matrix movie to Neo? It wasn't a horror. It wasn't. Nobody saw that scene in Matrix and went, ooh, the Matrix has horror elements. But for some reason, it's in the MCU. Suddenly, it's a horror element. You're not only is your claim of the horror elements in this Multiverse of Madness weak, your attempts at trying to establish it are just as pathetic. There are unexpected scenes. I will acknowledge that. But other than literally one scene that was incredibly over the top for an MCU film, that's it. That's it. And it was a character that shouldn't have even been part of the Illuminati in the goddamn first place. Like the Illuminati was supposed to be about the greatest minds, okay, in the MCU. And what was it in this one? It's like, whatever, whoever we felt like it. Again, I don't want to do too many spoilers and stuff. Like, the Illuminati was a joke. And you know what? And I will spoil this. The Ultron robots were just literally robots. There ain't no Ultron in this movie. Why the hell are there Ultron-looking robots in this movie? Because it was a reference. It was to make you guys think, oh, look, Ultron might be somehow involved with the Illuminati. Nope. Nope. There isn't even a Tony Stark in the multiverse that has the Illuminati. They don't even have their own Tony Stark to even have created. They don't care. It was pure fan service, pure reference to make you think that Ultron was somehow involved. None of it. Those robots could have looked like C-3PO and would have done the exact same thing. Okay, despite everything that I'm saying, are you all going to love it? Of course you're all going to love it. Are you all going to go see it? Of course you're all going to go see it. No, it's not like, I mean, let's not be naive here, right? First of all, I'm not expecting anybody to see this video, okay? And it's not like I'm expecting to be able to convince you not to go see it, because of course you're going to go see it. I don't even know why you're watching reviews of this movie or even checking, because you know you're going to go watch it anyway. But, oh yeah, and I go, and if you are going to go watch it, again, you know, turn your brain off. Like, how do I explain this? The purpose of this, the enjoyment factor of this movie, okay, like the special effects, it's the equivalent, okay, of taking a set of car keys, right, and just shaking them in front of a 6-month-old baby. And the 6-month-old sees the glittering of the light, and here's the clattering of the keys. And the 6-month-old is going, ooh, this is amazing. Ooh, this is entertaining. This is such amazing stuff. That's what this movie is to everybody that's, you know, older than 5. It's this movie is the equivalent of just, you know, shaking your car keys and entertaining a 6-month-old. That's what this movie is. Oh yeah, I was gonna say how you know, welcome to like peak. This is literally peak MCU. Okay, this is peak MCU stupid. It's downhill from here. There's no coming back. The MCU has decided this is now like the earlier movies, like Phase 1, tried to establish a level of realism to it, like, you know, hey, maybe Iron Man could exist, or, you know, try to make it so that Thor wasn't so mystical heavy, and, you know, ground him a little bit so that you could, like, they were more grounded. Because of the introduction of magic now, all bets are off. Anything can happen and anything will happen. And you're all going to love it, and you're all going to love it anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Like, there's no rules anymore. Because of magic in the MCU, there's no rules. Anything can happen. And again, it's a cartoon. Like, this movie is the equivalent of a Bugs Bunny cartoon, and trying to call out the stupid in a Bugs Bunny cartoon. It's self-evident, except for all of you fans who won't acknowledge, and they'll just, yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's pretty much all I really wanted to cover. That's the initial. Like Wanda's. I understand Wanda's motivation and what she does, but it doesn't make any sense. Okay, this is obviously going to be heavy spoilers. I apologize if you don't want to watch it. If you've even gotten this far, heavy spoilers, okay? Wanda wants to go to the other multiverses, okay? Because she dreams of her being a mother to the 2 sons in other multiverses, okay? How? How? She made, even Doctor Strange is saying, you made them with magic. Like they don't actually exist. So how can Wanda, okay, in other multiverses actually have the real kids that Wanda in this multiverse invented? Don't think about it. Don't actually realize that the very foundation, the very premise of this movie makes zero sense. Like I thought the premise of No Way Home, which was Peter Parker, screwing up the magic spell so that we can have this movie. I thought that was bad. In this one, they're not even trying to establish any type of thing. She wants to go to another multiverse because she's had a dream of Wanda in another multiverse who actually has the two kids. Okay, I have a question, movie. Who's the father? Who's the father? Because there ain't no Vision. Apparently none of the other multiverses that have Wanda have Vision. So how does she have the kids in the other multiverses? Don't think about it. Don't worry about it. We need some stupid ass reason to be able to figure out how to get Wanda to be the bad guy in this movie. So she's the bad guy in this movie. And here's the best part. 15 minutes after an hour and 45 minutes, right? Wanda is still evil. And I'm going, well, how are you going to end this? Oh, that's easy. They just made Wanda good. They just went, oh, yeah. Wanda decided she's going to stop being evil because there's only 15 minutes left in the movie. That is literally what they do in this movie. They literally make Wanda stop being evil because there's only 15 minutes left. There's no explanation. There's no actual... Again, I'm going to make a video eventually. I don't know how soon. Covering all this. This is a nothing movie. It's literally so inherent on being... It so inherently requires you as an audience to just shut your brain off and say, MCU, do whatever the hell we want. Do whatever the hell you want. We as an audience are just going to accept it anyway. God forbid Sony do it, and God forbid DC do it. Okay? So, yeah, initial thoughts is this was a joke. This was hilarious. I'm literally watching... I'm sorry if I'm rambling. I just got to get this out of my system. This is very therapeutic for me. I'm literally watching the movie and I'm like dumbfounded. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like what, how, what, like, nothing makes, like, things are just happening. Like, I think it was in the trailer, right? You had that giant octopus kaiju, right? Okay, get this. So we introduced. I'm sorry. I have to cover this. This was hilarious. In the beginning of the movie, we get introduced to another multiverse Doctor Strange with American Chavez, right? And they're being pursued by this monster, this creature, right? Okay, and we don't know how it got there. Okay, we end up discovering, okay, that Wanda sent that monster to go after American Chavez. So let me see if I get this straight. Wanda was able to create or control a monster in another multiverse, okay? And was somehow able to find out that America Chavez even exists. How did Wanda find out that America Chavez exists? How did Wanda find out that America Chavez even has those powers? And even if she did, somehow Wanda now has the power, okay, to create or establish a monster in another multiverse. Magic can do whatever the hell it wants. It can do whatever the hell it wants. Oh, yeah. Oh, here's the other one. Other one. For 90% of the movie, America Chavez can't control her power. Can't control her power. She has no conscious control. Except 15 minutes before the end of the movie when Doctor Strange goes, I know you can. I believe in you. And guess what? She can suddenly now control the ability to travel through multi dimensions. Just because Doctor Strange went, I believe in you. You can do it. That's all it took. This is so pathetic. This is pathetic. I can't wait for anybody defending the stupid of this movie. She literally learns how to be able to control the power because she said so. And it's just and anyway, I've been at this long enough. I just had to get this out of my system. I'm good now. I can. I don't have to rant anymore. Thank you for actually staying this long, because again, most of it was just rambling and just me spouting off. But I'm done. I'm out of here. See ya.